Welcome to day 4 of the 12 Days of Christmas Cards 2014 with Justine. We are going to create a village scene side folding card today. So today we're going to be making a side folding card. Now, I've made these before at workshops here where I'm living currently, where everything is in centimeters, and now I'm doing my first one in inches. Now, I'm following some instructions from Split Coast Stampers, and I hope that you can follow along with me. This took me forever to figure out, but I'm hoping that with a video, you'll be able to be okay. So I cut this out at 5.5 by 8.5 inches. Okay, and step 1 is to line up this short side of the cardstock, so not the long side, the short side, at 3 inches. Okay, and we're going to take our cutter at 1 inch. Okay, and we're going to go all the way down to 6.5 inches. Okay, and now you're going to need a scoreboard or a score tool on your cutter. I have a score tool here, so I'm going to be using that. I'm going to take, there's now 2 sections, as you can see. We have a 2.5 inch section and we have a 3 inch section because this here was 5.5 and we scored it, or we cut it already. So we're going to take the 2.5 wide section, which is the smaller section, and we're going to put it at 4.25 inches. And we're going to take our score tool and we're going to bring it down to the cut line. You can also do this with a ruler and a stylus, whatever you want. Okay, now we're not going to fold it or anything, or we're not going to change anything around. I'm now going to work on that 3 inch section, which is the bottom section. I am going to put this at 1 inch. And I'm going to score from that cut line down. Okay, and then I'm going to bring it to 2 inches. And I'm going to do the same thing, just to that cut line. And I'm going to go 3.25 inches. And then I'm going to go to 4.5 inches. And then I'm going to go to 6.5 inches. All right. Then we're going to take our card that we just folded and scored, and we're going to take this piece here and this small, it should be at the bottom should be this 1 inch section that we scored. Okay, and we're going to just fold that like that, and that's going to be the top of our card. And then we're going to do a mountain valley fold. And how you do that is you're going to start off with this 1 inch piece and you're going to fold it like so it makes a mountain. See? And then you're going to fold the next score line so that it makes a valley. So you have, see, mountain, valley. And we're going to do mountain, valley. And then we're going to bring this last piece here down. And if you did everything correctly, it should lie, well, not flat, but it should all line up so that your 2 bottoms, I'm just going to go in with and reinforce my score line, that these 2 are pretty much equal. You might be off by, you know, 1/8 of an inch or something like that, but that's okay. The first couple times I did it, I was off. I couldn't even fold my card, so... Okay, so the next thing, all we have to do now really is finish the card. And so we have our valley card. So this is where you would normally put your little accents that are going to come out, some patterned paper with your sentiment and all that fun stuff. And you can, it's kind of like a pop-up sort of 3D interactive card. So to do that, I actually took this Christmas Village stamp from Close to My Heart that I love. And there's lots of these stamp sets up there. You might have one of your own, or you might not. And you might have to, you know, look for something similar. So I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to use Memento ink because I'm going to be using my Copic markers to color these. And I'm just going to put you on fast mode because really all I'm doing is stamping this in black ink and then coloring with my Copic markers. I'm going to have my Copic markers, the lids up so you know which colors I'm using. And I pretty much just tried to take the pattern paper that I had in mind that I'm going to use on the card and incorporate those colors into the houses. Okay, now I'm finally finished coloring my winter scene. I hope it didn't go too fast for you there, but I didn't want to spend an entire video just like 40 minutes of coloring. So I'm going to apply this. I used this in another video, a liquid applique it's called, and I'm going to apply that to all the snow areas on my village scenes. Okay, now I'm finished drying all of those. They're still a little bit wet to the touch, but they got the puffed up effect that I was looking for. And now it's time to arrange them on our step card. So they're going to be obviously slightly below. You want to stick them behind. And I'm actually going to be taking white cardstock and doing kind of a really cool technique. I just ordered a die to do this technique, but I unfortunately don't have it yet. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to trim off a piece about, I would say, 1 inch by 5.5, because that's how the length of my card. And then I'm also going to take 2 pieces of 3-inch. So because those are the lengths of my little steps. Okay. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to create in one smooth motion. You want to kind of go the whole length of your scissors so you get a smooth cut. I'm going to create sort of a snow scene. And again, you want to be just as the whole length of your scissors. If you have big scissors, it might actually be worth using those. And I'm just going to create a few different ones. Okay. Okay, now it's time to add our houses and then our sentiment, and then we're finished. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply some glue to the bottoms and then I'm going to have, I think, the fire station in the back or in the front, because, no, maybe in the middle. No, in the back, because it's the tallest, and so you don't, I'm going to put them kind of angled as well. And then I wanted something sort of like the church, maybe, something in a more neutral color beside it. Now I'm just going to clean up my workspace. I think I have a lot of glue everywhere, and I don't want that on the back of my card. I always find that really unfortunate when, you know, you work so hard on a card and then, you know, you look at the back and it's all full of ink. All right, so again, you could go into the top of this and just add a layer of that liquid applique. I'm hesitant to do it, and I might still do it. We'll see. So this was the pattern paper that kind of inspired the colors of my village scene. I'm going to cut out a small panel of that. I know that this is 2.5 inches, so I'm going to cut this down to 2 1/4. And I'm going to do it by something around here, so we'll see what that ends up being. I'm going to say 2 1/4 by 2 1/2. Yeah. And then I'm going to take white cardstock. I'm going to cover it by 2 1/4 by 2. Okay. And I'm going to glue this white panel onto my patterned paper. And I'm going to grab my stamp set that I was using. And unfortunately, the stamp set itself is too wide from this, the stamp from that set. So I'm just going to grab a different stamp. So I grabbed this stamp set here. It's another close to my heart set that I really, really like. Because it has a lot of really great sentiments. It has all the Christmas sentiments you kind of need. And it also has, you know, what was I going to say? You know, it gives you a wide variety of fonts and everything. So I think I'm going to use the Christmas Joy, and I'm going to put that on my stamp press. And I'm going to be using 2 colors that are found on that patterned paper to stamp it. Alright, so I'm going to be stamping in 2 different colors, which means that I'm going to need to cover part of my stamp set. So I'm going to cover up the Christmas, and I'm just going to be stamping the Joy. So I covered the Christmas up with the washi tape, as you just saw, so that I can avoid getting ruby ink on that Christmas part. Now this is an ink that does lighten up quite a bit. Not a lot, but it kind of makes me happy that it does because it looks quite dark right now. I'm going to stamp Christmas in Glacier ink. And so all I did was stamp kind of freehand on that, and I just wiped off any of the Glacier that may have gotten on the Joy. And I want to make sure that it's lined up because I didn't wash my stamp set all that well. And then we have our Christmas Joy sentiment. I'm going to add a little bit of bling. Okay, I was thinking of adding some silver rhinestones to this, but of course I can't find them. So I took out a couple of different ones. I took out some white stars and I took out some red jewels. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach that Christmas Joy to the background using a little bit of pop-up tape because I think because the rest of the card pops up so much, our sentiment's going to be lost without having it in a 3D effect. Alright, so I'm just using some 3D tape. This is also a product from Close to My Heart, and I'm just going to stick on my sentiment in the center of the card to kind of give it a completed look. And then I took out some bling, I took out some red ruby dots, I took out some different rhinestone forms and things like that, just to kind of play around with it, and some white enamel stars, but I didn't like any of the ways that those turned out, so I just added a couple of ruby sparkles. Alright, so I just finished putting on my embellishments here and getting things stuck on my fingers. I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us for day 4 of the 12 Days of Christmas card tutorials. Tomorrow I have a really exciting card featuring a stamp from the design team that I'm on, and day 6 is looking to be bulk cards. So I'm hoping that you will stick around for those giveaways on day 2. Don't forget to go there, and there'll be another giveaway on Monday next week. So stay tuned, and I thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. It helps YouTube know that you like my video. Alright, have a great one.